Welcome to episode 377 of the Game Deflators podcast. My name is John, and I am joined by Ryan with no hat still. What is going on here, man?
Hey, everybody. Here's John calling me out for having no hat. No, this is the Game Deflators. We like to talk about games we've recently picked up, games we're currently playing, and we get a long little doggy in this week's Inflation Deflation Challenge.
I'm going to have to keep doing that every single week just to throw you off at the intro.
I know. Yeah, it actually would have been good if I had a cowboy hat for this episode, but I don't own a cowboy hat.
You could have made one out of paper.
Okay, go make a cowboy hat out of paper, John.
I'm sure there's instructions online to do it.
Well, do it and send it to me, and I'll wear it.
All right. Well, the reason we're talking cowboy hats is we played some Red Dead Redemption 2 this week as part of our long tutorials, agonizing tutorials month of January to start the year. So you're starting the year.
Yeah, it's hard to start
games.
the year.
Yeah, it's hard to start the year, and sometimes it's hard to start video games, and we'll get into that in the inflation deflation. But what else are we talking about this week?
All right, so it's the good, the bad, and the ugly in this week as Nintendo and LEGO look to strike gold. Then GameStop is selling snake oil to gamers, and they're out for justice. And then we ride off into the sunset with our inflation deflation challenge.
And of course, you can find us on thegamedeflators.com, our really out-of-date website right now, man. I've got to get on that. You can also find us on social media at
yeah,
Game
John,
Deflators.
what's up with that?
You can help me. Get on WordPress.
Well, you could wear a hat then.
You know what? Do I have a hat in here?
No, you can't because you've got the
Oh
band.
yeah, I've got the headset. You've got your earbuds. Yeah, so you messed me up now. At Game Deflators, also at The Game Deflators on your favorite social media website. So go ahead and like and follow and all that good stuff that comes with it. Leave comments, watch videos. And then, of course, we are on YouTube. If you're watching, thank you. Go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the little bell, like our shorts, look at our shorts. It's great. In fact, maybe we'll, I'm not even going to go any further on that.
I still like to take our shorts out of your pants.
Take our shorts out of your pants. I guess like if the phone's in the pants and take the shorts out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Next time you're bored, take our shirts out of your pants.
And of course, we're a podcast first and foremost. You can find us on your favorite podcast applications out there. If we're not on there, it's because we don't know that it exists. So just let us know. Okay. First pickup for the week for me, and my only pickup for the week is a new Focusrite 2i2. So
it's beautiful. It's red. It's shiny.
It's gonna batch everything in here. Actually,
it's still in its box.
It's actually a refurb.
I think I got mine as a refurb too, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have no issue. Like my new Samsung's a refurb too, and the way I kind of looked at it was a refurb could be anything. It could be, hey, the screen broke, and I didn't want to spend several $100s to get it replaced because it was brand new. I'm gonna sell it to this company dirt cheap, and then they're gonna sell it to John later on for a reduced price as well. So, I mean, it could be anything. There's no moisture in that one in the phone because
it could be full of spyware.
It could be, maybe. But then again, my last phone was a One Plus, and it's a major Chinese company, so it probably already had spyware. So, I mean, Samsung is what, Korean, I think. Yeah, so a little friendlier, I guess, in terms of the spyware. But yeah, so everything looked fine on that phone. But yeah, the Focusrite, same deal. Refurb, figured. What are the issues? It could have been a capacitor got messed up. It could have been that a knob was broken. I don't know, but it's supposed to be like new. I mean, the box looks brand new, so maybe there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe it's got some scratches. I got no idea, but we'll see. I'll test it out. That'll be for next week, and then I'll be able to get rid of this old soundboard that we've been using since 2019. I think is when we started using this thing. It's an old Behringer, and I think at the time it cost us $99. So God knows what it costs now. I've I think that was $175.
It's a monster.
Yeah, it's big. It's not that big, but compared to the Scarlet, yeah, it's beefy. Yeah. So honestly, the fact that I spent nearly double several years later on a Scarlet, I mean, that's not bad. So I do think this board still goes for about $99, though, if I recall. So that is my only pickup. As far as what I'm currently playing, I did beat Stellar Blade, so that is complete.
What'd you think about it?
It was great. I loved it. I felt that the end boss was fairly challenging. So there's 3 storyline potentials that you have in the game to end it, and depending on the storyline you get, also depends on the boss you get. So I guess spoilers for anybody that hasn't played it yet. if you take, I'm not going to say the names of who it is, but if you take the Elder Natiba's hand and accept that you're going to save humanity, then you fight basically a giant robot, which is piloted
Giant
by another
robot.
character. And
It's
so,
a Gundam.
yeah, so basically, like Mother Sphere, the organization or the group that sends you down to Earth to destroy the Natibas, takes control of that robot essentially after you've merged with the Elder Natiba, and then you fight that particular enemy. So that's
So
one
you got to
ending.
fight your mom?
No. So that's one ending. If you have 100% or not 100%, yeah, 100% affinity, I think it is, for a side character, then you get the best ending in the game. You still battle that robot, but it's the best ending in the game because everything is like all hunky dory at the end, and everyone's happy and everybody survives, and the mother sphere and everything else like doesn't have its way. And then the ending I got is a natural ending where you don't take the Elder Nativa's hand, you fight the Elder Nativa, you go up to space, and you're like, oh shit, like they're going to destroy all of Earth. Humanity is going to go extinct. Like that's the general ending. So the worst ending is a character that dies is the worst ending. And that can be avoided if you get affinity for that character. You don't really know if you have affinity for that character unless you pick up logs throughout the game and complete certain missions, and then you get a certain percentage. You don't have to collect every single log in the game, and you don't have to have every single mission in place to get the affinity. You just have to have a certain amount completed. So that's about it for that. But the final boss is great. I did enjoy it. I was considering doing the DLC. There's several DLCs on the game, but it would require me to go into New Game Plus, and that's just not something I'm interested in doing right now. What I may do though is my wife wants to play a game at some point, so I may just say, "Hey, start on New Game Plus. You'll have all of the stuff. You don't have to start from scratch, so you can enjoy the game in story mode and just progress. And then we could do the DLC. And then if I want to battle those enemy, like once she beats the game, those enemies should theoretically end up in the boss rush mode, and then I could play those enemies on boss rush mode if I ever want to go back to it. But I had a good time. I It reminded me a little bit of Sekiro in that it was mainly focused on like parrying and dodging. I didn't use a gun as much. I just only in like short bursts and instances when I use the guns because I just like that hack and slash type of style of gameplay. So yeah, but overall, great game. Highly recommend Stellar Blade. Um, I did start up Valkyrie Profile on the PS1, and I got about an hour in, but that hour in was also me falling asleep during like a major scene that occurred. So it was just I started late, and just that's just what happens when I play games, right? I fall asleep, especially during RPGs. So because it's only an hour, and I feel like a majority of that time was me probably napping in the process, I could probably restart the game and enjoy it to its fullest in that one scene. But the first scene is essentially you're playing as Lenneth, hence Valkyrie Profile Lenneth, but you're playing as Valkyrie Lenneth, and you meet up with Freya and Odin, and they're like, hey, you're going to be collecting souls essentially. And so your whole goal is to go down. You hear the cries of people that are going to be dying soon. And so you go into like those scenes and like you play out those scenes, and then you get to a point like where they actually die, and you collect that soul, and then they're part of your party. At least in that first section of the game that I played, that first chapter. So I'm not sure how the rest is going to go because I did start up like another scene, and there's apparently like 12 or 24 of them. I don't remember the exact number, but there's like a number of these like individual scenes that you get into before you start the game, apparently.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then,
Just kind of like some big backstory or something.
yeah, I'm assuming, I'm not 100% sure, but like the other thing with this
Is
game,
Valkyrie Profile like the first in a series, or is it in the middle of a series?
it is the first in the series. So you have Valkyrie Profile, you have Valkyrie Profile 2 on the PS2. You have a Valkyrie Profile, I think, Lenneth is on the PSP. I don't think there's one on the PS3. And then you have one on, I believe, the PS4 and PS5. And there's one on the DS, if I recall, as well. So that's...
Man, there's a lot.
Well, I mean, Lenneth is on the PSP, and Lenneth was re-released on the PS5 digitally. And Lenneth is just Valkyrie Profile, the first one. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's like a remaster type version. Um, but yeah, like so far, like the little bit of gameplay I had, I liked it. It's kind of like a turn-based action style combat where uh, I haven't gone too deep into it, but like if you have multiple characters, for example, uh, you have like triangle, square, and X, and like those are the buttons for those specific characters to do their attacks. I didn't mess with any items or anything of that nature yet, or magic, so I don't know how that's present, but we'll see as I progress in the game. The other thing, it was highly recommended that I go ahead and do a guide. So thanks to our friend the Game Grinder. I don't think he's doing his channel anymore, but he gave me some feedback on that within one of our posts. And so I'm going to use a guide to get through the game to get the best possible ending in the game. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes. So I'm going to restart it, and I guess, update you on a regular basis. We didn't get through any more Prince of Persia, so we've just been busy this week. But we did start a new D&D campaign. And so my wife is running something within the world of Midkemia. It's part of, I forget the author's name, but it's basically like if you took Lord of the Rings, for example, and had the entire trilogy and split it, like made it into a D&D campaign. It's kind of similar to that. So it's I don't know how many books in the series, but she's essentially taken that and created like her own homebrew type of world. Along with a homebrew world, but like an existing setting, and made her own campaign that ties in with different wars and such within the book series.
Cool.
So it's pretty cool so far. I need to do some backstory reading on it, just to get a better understanding. But we did our session 0, and I'm going to be playing a sorcerer of the Aberrant Minds. It's a half elf is what I'm going to play for this campaign. And yeah, I mean, I rolled decent stats. I didn't roll anything below an 11. So 11 was my lowest roll. And then I have like a 16 con and a 16 charisma, because charisma is the saving throw for that. And then you want a high con because you don't wear armor as a sorcerer. So I've got mage armor. And then I have shield for my other spell to help
Just
support that.
remember to put it up.
What, armor? Oh yeah, major. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was my problem in the last campaign. I would like have to burn a whole turn like setting up mage armor, and then I'd have to like burn another turn to like set, like I had so many spells that I needed to set up that it was hard for me to like really contribute right away in a battle.
Yeah, no, yeah, I noticed that. So that was always fun when I could hit shit beforehand. But yeah, with mage armor, I've used that before. I've had characters I played in the past that have no armor. So I think it'll give me like a 14 AC, but I can't use a shield. I can't use any sort of armor because I just don't, I'm not, it's just not something that my character can use. And so I do have the shield spell, which will give me a +5 to AC whenever I do utilize it. But then you're burning a level 1 spell to do so. So the idea behind this character I've created, he is a level 17 sorcerer in this world of Midkemia. Magic is really frowned upon. So when it comes to wizards, there's some wizards in like high courts and things like that, but still frowned upon. People fear magic in this world, and especially a sorcerer. They're actually rare. And so when you think about it, as a wizard, you're learning magic from books and things of that nature. As a sorcerer, you were born with that. And so it's highly rare to begin with, and kind of scary for people in that world that, oh crap, like you're actually born with this crazy stuff. Like you're just weird as shit. So that's the idea there. And so with this character, the way I kind of have to play it is hiding those powers for the most part. So in any sort of like public setting, with people in different regions that don't like sorcery or any sort of magic, I do have to conceal that magic ability, especially the fact I'm a sorcerer. One of the things I am looking to do with this character is that the party does not know I'm a sorcerer. They think I'm just like an herb gatherer, because that is my character's backstory as well. So that I gather herbs for a wizard in this high court, and that's the only reason I'm around. I'm like an errand boy. So the people that do know my character in the story don't actually know that I have powers. So for the first little bit of the campaign, my intention is to not use any of my powers, just use a crossbow, gather herbs and things like that. And if there's a critical moment in time where the party needs my powers to come into play, I will go ahead and use those powers and reveal them in that dire moment. And that's his like coming out moment in a sense as a sorcerer to his group.
Okay.
So that's the idea there. So I think it'll play pretty well with the role play component, and then from from a battle perspective, I like that it's things like Mind Sliver and other abilities like that to deal with the mind, just because it's a little easier to conceal. So I've got things like Mage Hand, I've got Minor Illusion, I've got the Mind Sliver, and a couple other things as well that will allow me to kind of keep my character's identity concealed while still being able to do some things in that space. So I'm liking how it's shaping up. It's pretty good so
There you
far.
go.
Yeah. Put some thought into it. It was just funny, man. As we're going through to session 0, uh, my wife was like, "What's your character's backstory?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "He's a sorcerer." And she's like, "Okay." So I said, "All right, hold on. Let me pull out my AI. Let me pull out my co-pilot." And so she's giving me notes on, the world. I'm like, "Okay." So she's telling me, "Hey, your character would be like in this area. He would be reporting to this individual. Can you give me more?" I'm like, "All right." So, all right, he's doing this, he's doing this. Okay, like sorcery is not good. It's not allowed. He's young. He's got to hide it. So I just put on all these things. Okay, give him a sad backstory and how he got his powers. All right, cool. Like I started putting all in, and all right, good. Let's go ahead and make it happen. And just unloaded the whole backstory. She's like, "That's fantastic." I'm like, "All right, cool. We're good. We'll roll with that." But it was great. It pulled in like resources of Midkemia and like this whole, like all the different regions and different wars going on. She's like, "That's a spoiler. You probably don't want to read that yet." So I'm like, "All right, I'll edit that out." So there's little things like I wouldn't know prior to creating, but it did such a good job for me that I was able to tweak a few things here and there and get that story to like just where I want it. So I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, man. How about yourself?
All right.
Oh,
So
sorry. One more pickup. One more pickup. I picked up. Let me look it up again. WSC. I picked up WBSCE baseball. It's a game that's going to be getting delisted pretty soon by Konami. Let me see if I can show my screen here. So it's that. It's like chibi looking Wii Sports type game, uh, where that's the characters on there.
Mhm.
And so I lit up my opponent yesterday in an exhibition game, 36-4, and that's about it. All right, continue, sir.
So no pickups for me. Not even whatever that was. I
It
know
was
you
a
sent me
dollar.
that picture.
It's $1.
You sent me that picture, that link, and I was like, I'm not ever gonna play a baseball game.
We could have played it together.
No. Anyways, I'm definitely not gonna play a baseball game with
You get
you. You
crushed.
cream me.
Oh yeah.
Um. So yeah, none of that. So when we started talking this month about doing the like long or painful or whatever kind of tutorials we chose off that list that we found, and I saw Red Dead on there, my mind started spinning and I started thinking about Red Dead. And I watched like a Red Dead video like a week or two ago, and I just like I had Red Dead on the brain, so I knew that it was going to take a long time to install. So I installed it last weekend, and I've got the PS5, and I'm like, I bet it looks better on the PS5. And so I booted it up and I played probably like 3 hours of it so far.
Damn.
I Yeah, dude, I love Red Dead. It's so good. It's so good to be back in the boots of Arthur Morgan, and I'm like debating on how I want to play it. And I was doing some googling, because like many of these types of games, you have a lot of choices that you can make as Arthur Morgan on how you want things to play out. And one of the threads I came across actually was quoting like my favorite YouTuber, Noah Caldwell Gervais, who I've dropped his name many a time before here. He did a really good Red Dead video. And the thing is with the game, like the story begs you to play it the way that you think it should be played, like not going like the full evil mode, and not maybe always doing like the good thing, but like mostly bending towards good and kind of like doing what needs to be done sometimes. And it creates the best like fiction for the game. So like just playing into it so that you know how the story's going to go. It like, not that you know the outcome beforehand, but just that like you're going the right way, like making those kinds of choices. So I think even if I have the opportunity to try to like do it differently, I'm probably just going to wind up doing a lot of the same things because it's so satisfying to play him in that direction.
So you mean I didn't need to kill those guys that were on that farmstead last night? The one
Um
I think you
I
probably
mean,
had to.
yeah, it's not like every situation, but it's like, so if you, depending on how far you go, John, um like eventually you reach a place off the mountain, and just taking a wagon trip into town. Uh I got into town and I was trying to do this one part, and my file, like, I accidentally hit the wrong restart. Like, instead of restarting the checkpoint, I restarted the mission, and it sent me all the way back to camp. So I had to ride the wagon into town again. And so on my way riding the wagon into town, wagon ahead of me, the wheel comes off and the horse goes running. And so you could get off and go grab the guy's horse and bring it back to him, or you could just keep riding through. And you might even be able to like stop and rob him,
Hmm.
like when you help him. Like, I didn't even try that third option. Like, I could have killed him. Like, I could have done a bunch of stuff, but the first time I got the horse, and the second time I just rode right on through, and they've got different dialogue for each, and it like makes you feel a little bit of a different way about like him and his character and just kind of his reaction to the situation and what other people think of what you're saying in that situation. So it really is like a bit of a different light on the same thing, even just in like those kind of like small moments. So
Yeah, I
there's a
guess.
lot that you can do.
Yeah, I guess one last night, the guy that jumps at you from within the barn and you're beating information out of him. And it's like your
Mhm.
options are like, let him go, beat him, or choke him. And I was like, yeah, I'll choke him. He's probably going to try and kill us anyways, or there might be a reason for him to gather more friends and find us, find our trail and get us. So I took him out. But that's obviously a key moment where I could have left him as is and got that
I
information and
think I
gone.
beat him a couple times and then let him go.
Yeah, no, I just straight choked. But yeah, but that was cool. So I did enjoy it. We'll get into it further,
Mhm.
obviously. But when I did tell my wife, well, so she saw the open case and she's been wanting to play that game with me. She's like, "Whoa, hold on, you started Red Dead?" I'm like, no, like it's just our podcast episode this week. She's like glaring at me, like, you better not. I'm like, I haven't. I'm like, I promise you. So she's really excited to start that, but we'll play Red Dead 1 first and then jump into 2. We
So
order of things for her.
the thing is that Red Dead 2 is a prequel. So
Good point.
you can really play it either way. Like, you do get a lot of insight playing it either direction. Like, going into Red Dead 1 having played 2, you're gonna like have way more context for the situation and what's going on and who all the people are. But playing 1 first and then like just kind of doing that and then going into 2 and being like, oh shit, that's who these people are. It like it can be really exciting going either direction. So I mean, I've played the shit out of both of them. So
Gameplay wise, though, do they both play and like look visually kind of the same, or like Red Dead 2 should be like far ahead of 1, right? Graphically and gameplay
oh
wise.
yeah, because Red Dead is a
Yeah.
PS2 game and
Yeah,
that's a
that's what I
PS4
thought.
game.
Well, it's on the PS4, the version I have. So I will probably play Red Dead
But they
1.
both play like Grand Theft Auto
Yeah,
game.
Grand Theft Auto on horses. I'll probably play number 1 first with her. Um, just because Red Dead 2 is supposed to be so much better, but I don't want to go like scaled down in the experience. I want to go up
Yeah.
on the experience. So even though it is a prequel, it makes a little more sense to start with I guess, a lesser game from what I've heard. I mean, obviously it could be a fantastic game and
I
based
mean,
on
it's a good
perspective, it
game,
could
but
be
it's
better.
definitely a lot simpler.
Yeah. And that's fine. Yeah, so I'll look to play Red Dead 1 first when we do get to that point. But in terms of your install that you talk about, it's like 140 gigabytes for this game, dude. I didn't realize it was that big.
Mhm.
And then, of course, it took like 2 hours to install the damn thing. So,
I'm excited for our game next week because I'm pretty sure that PS3 games don't need to install. I think you could just like plug and play.
no, they got to install to some extent.
Do they?
Yeah, depends on the game.
Has it was the PS2 the last gen that did that? That you could just drop a disc in and go?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I don't know, there might be updates on there too, for all I know, given that it had internet access. But yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Only if you had like a thing, a modem in it.
Yeah,
Which
you had
I bought the modem with the Final Fantasy 11.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, you had updates on PS3 games. Like, there's games that when I plug it in, it's like, "Oh, there's an update for this game because it's
Mm.
still technically connected to the network.
Is it?
Yeah,
Didn't
should
they
be.
shut down the PS3 store like a long time
Maybe the
ago?
store, but it doesn't mean it's not connected to the network. So, we'll just do is PS3 still connected to the PSN? Yes, the PS3 is still connected to the PlayStation Network, but with significant limitations. The store is open for purchasing older content using device setup password limited payment methods like gift cards, and users can still manage the library. I don't know how old that is, but yeah, it's still connected.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, what else have I been playing this week? I've been playing a little bit more of Pokemon Emerald Legacy. I have gotten to the second gym. I have my Torchic evolved, my Ralts evolved. Um I I caught an Aron and I love Aron. I think Aron is so cute,
Did you rename the
but
Pokemon to AA Run?
I gave most of my Pokemon cute nicknames. Like my Torchic I named Roast, my Meryl I named Bottles.
Let me write this down for our
My
shorts. Bottles and Torchic is roast.
Roast, and then
So
I had what's my bug guy? Oh, Creep.
creep.
Mm-hmm. It's my what is it? Ninjask? Because that'll turn into the Shedinja, and that'll be like it's like a ghost bug. That's creepy. And then I've got Twigs. Twigs is my
Is that your
uh
Trico?
no,
Or not
he's
Trico, the
it's
Pseudo-Wudo?
gonna be a shift tree,
Oh, okay. Is it? Oh,
but
I was thinking
I
the
can't
pseudo.
remember the name of
Isn't
the what it is
Pseudo-Wudo the
now.
tree one?
That's from the second one.
Oh, okay. See,
There's lots of
there's
there's
lots of
lots
Pokemon.
of grass Pokemon.
Okay. I don't
There's a
know, man.
plethora of them.
Dude, I have been so far removed from Pokemon over the years.
Yeah, so I got to gym 2 and I did some grinding so that I could beat it because the first time I went there I was way too underleveled. But that went well. And then I also realized a huge mistake on my part. I missed GDQ last week.
Don't you watch
So
that every year?
I do if I can, but sometimes I miss when it is. So I've been going back and watching all the VODs now. I know. I wish I had realized it was when it was because I love when like GDQ or like when Dota can just kind of take over a week of my life. So
Yeah, usually you have a nice little update here for us on which team you watched and who you were going for and all that stuff and who
well,
took it.
GDQ is the game's done quick. It's the speed run marathon.
Oh, that one. That's right. I mean, you still do an update on that one.
Yeah. So
That and
today I
Dota.
watched like the Star Fox 64 run or Lilat Wars, I guess, because it was the EU version. That was cool. I watched a Path of Exile 2 run. That was really cool to see
Hmm.
Path of Exile represented. I watched I was watching a Sonic DS one earlier. I think it was like Sonic Rush or something. I watched the new Kirby game that was on the Switch. I guess there was like a DLC run for that,
Don't they
and that was a fun looking
don't they
game.
do like charity and stuff tied in with this?
Yeah, so all the money goes to Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Gotcha. Well,
So
watch
yeah, I'll
GDQ.
keep watching those, and I'm excited. It's fun. final run that closes out the show is Pokemon Emerald run, but it's some kind of, I don't know. I watched like the very intro, but I didn't have time to actually dedicate to listening to it because it's like a 4.5 hour run.
Hmm.
But it's like I think at certain points the audience gets to like make the runner switch his main Pokemon that he has to use or something. So I don't know exactly what's going on with it. It's some kind of shenanigans, but it looks like a really fun, um, you know, uh, it's not a con, I guess. It's gonna be a fun time watching all the other
Yeah, it's a virtual event.
um yeah,
Yeah.
event. It's gonna be a fun event to watch all the different runs for, and sometimes I like to go and watch like the interstitials and the interviews and stuff. Like all the people that are hosting are always great, and watching the prize corners is always fun. So I haven't watched too much of the like actual event type content like that yet, just some runs. So I'll get more into it, and it's always a good thing to put on once in a while. Like I still have not watched like nearly every run that's like ever happened at past events or anything. You can only watch so much, but it's a good time. Definitely recommend anybody out there check those out.
Nice. Yeah, I actually haven't watched those before, so I'll have to catch a few of them. I think I say that
hmm
every year, but I'll try to make an effort to do it this year.
Well, if you don't watch any of it by summer, I'll try to remember when SGDQ is coming up.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So let's get into. I had a couple quick news articles here, quick news pieces. So we could just touch on them super quickly, and then
Quick news.
quick news. Yeah, and then we'll go into our main articles to discuss. So the first one is: did you see that there is a Power World TCG that's been announced?
I saw that, and dude, I don't know, man. Because you just sent that thing this week too about the One Piece boxes that they're
Oh
opening
yeah,
at
that's
like
right. We
retail.
talked about that too.
So yeah, it's just that like there's so many card games. Like I listen to these guys on YouTube. I've talked to them before. I or talked to you about them before. I think I've sent you a couple links. The Distraction Makers. Um, one of them I think he does like art for Magic, and the other guy like is also a game designer. But they talk some good TCG and Magic and game stuff. But there's just so many card games out there, and they were talking about like there's a new Gundam card game that's out, and I guess they like kind of badmouth Gundam a little bit, and all the fans like came out at them. But yeah, there's so many card games like trying to do something that's gonna make you like really stand out and make something successful in that space is gonna be so hard. Like especially if they're trying to do like a physical card game, like if they were trying to do something digital, then that would be probably what I think they would be better off with, just because that's like a space that I think you can get an easier grip on.
I don't even know about that, man. Like, if you think about the properties that are out today, Magic is one of the top ones, Pokemon being another. Um, you've got even Flesh and Blood is not as good in terms of like sales stuff. You got One Piece um, as a card
Digimon has a
game,
new card game.
Digimon, Dragon Ball Z technically has that. Yu-Gi-Oh's got a card game. So there's just so many trading cards in the market that, like, you're right. It's
Plus all the indie ones,
yeah,
like people launching Kickstarters and
and
stuff.
those are like, I don't feel like any of those will ever truly be successful because they're like, oh yeah, it's a TCG. Where I think you're going to get more success in a card game is when it's a self-contained environment where like the cards that you
A
purchase. So,
living card
yeah,
game.
a living card game I think is the way to go for an indie versus trying to make a
That's
trading
what they
card
keep
game.
talking about on that show.
Yeah, so like trying to do a TCG is very different than trying to do like a living card game just because it's okay, cool. Like I'm enjoying this game. Oh, there's a new like Cards Against Humanity, I guess could be considered a living card game, right? Because there are packs that you can purchase to enhance your existing deck, but you don't have to collect them and there's nothing tied to that. So I think
Yeah, when you buy it, you've got everything you
yeah,
need.
that's all you need. You don't have to worry about anything else. So I've enjoyed card games like that. Like the Cthulhu, is it Cthulhu Age of Madness? I forget the name. I think that's the name of it. The cards that the guys here locally in Arizona, their card game. That's a self-contained
Oh
card
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, and like that's a great card game. I don't have to collect anything. It's all there. And if I want to buy some,
Wait, didn't we get like an extra bonus card?
Yeah. Yeah, I got an extra bonus cards in there. So yeah, I mean, that's anything that they produce that's new, I throw it into the existing deck and we're good to go, right? So as far as Power World releasing something, I don't know how this is going to go. It's more so like just a slap in the face to Nintendo, like screw you guys, we're just going to release a TCG now. But we've known for some time
I
that,
mean, really, the Pokemon company at that point.
yeah, well, I mean, Nintendo has a stake in that, in Pokemon, so it's a slap in the face to both. Like Barry had told us a while back, right? Like he's thinking it's more
Hmm.
so the Pokemon company saying, Nintendo, do something. You're bigger and better and stronger than us, and you've got more money and better lawyers. So, slap a lawsuit on them and try and get stuff done, versus Nintendo do anything. But, I don't think they can really do anything on the TCG unless there's mechanics within the TCG like, even if, and that's assuming that they do the TCG for like battling purposes and not just to collect. So
Well, Pal World does have like other mechanics, like it's a crafting thing. So, I mean, there's got to be more depth to what that, they're going to make it. It's not going to just be like a Pokemon TCG clone.
Well, I mean, any of these card games that are in market that have any sort of battling system included in them, they have their unique things that are tied to it. But at the end of the day, each character has HP, or each player has HP of some form that they have to go after to win that game. So if it's a battle piece, and yeah, I mean, you're going to have that. But like you said, it could be a cooperative TCG game for all we know. I didn't look too
We
deeply
could have
into it.
different win conditions.
Yeah,
Like, who knows? It'll be interesting to see. Like, they were so disruptive in the industry of trying to make a Pokemon type game, and then they wound up making something that just like caught fire, went huge. Like, I don't even know how it's doing these days, if it's like flashed in the pan already or if it's like still going pretty strong. Like, I know they were
from,
doing some updates and stuff.
well, they just got out of, is it considered beta that they've been in this whole
Were they on
time?
like like a beta mode?
Like I think they just got out of whatever the early game.
They did their like 1.0 release.
Yeah, yeah, the 1.0 release I think just happened recently. So there's probably a little more steam happening because of that. But then like the TCG perspective, like when you tie that in, I don't know how it's going to perform. I mean, there is a fan base for it, and maybe this is what kind of helps them get over, get over that hump to be a little more popular on a wider scale. So we'll see. But I did think it was interesting that they announced the card game, and I'm curious to see how this pans out. I don't plan on buying any. Maybe I'll buy a pack to show on the podcast when that comes out, but that's about it. Or it could just be all digital too. I haven't really looked into it beyond a 30
I mean,
second
they could
trailer.
come out with like some other thing. Like I mentioned that Gundam card game earlier.
Hmm.
One of the big things that has going for it is that there's also going to be a Gundam miniatures
Oh,
game, like a tabletop,
nice. That's cool.
and everybody wants tiny Gundams to paint. Like, I want some tiny Gundams. Hell yeah, I do. And guess what? You can get 3 of them and a deck of cards for like $70 on Amazon.
Whew,
If you want to buy a pre-con that comes with 3 minifigs, then you can.
that's pricey.
I
Uh,
know, and I want it. It was on
s-
my Christmas list and I didn't get it.
Sticking with TCGs, you dug yourself in on this one, the One Piece thing. So the other
Mhm.
news that's in the market right now for TCGs is basically official retailers of the One Piece card game to try and curb scalping. They are to remove the plastic around the actual box for their cards when they sell them. So if like it's sealed, of course, when you get there, but after you finish your transaction, it's like, all right, we're going to slice open a plastic and here you go. Idea being is that you're less likely to want to purchase an opened booster box on something like eBay for an exorbitant amount of money versus purchasing something that's brand new.
I mean, they've all been resealed.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they've been resealed, but there's ways to get to double check that to see if it's been resealed or not from pictures. Like if it doesn't have certain logos and things like that on it, that makes
Mhm.
sense. I don't hate this at all. I mean, to be honest, I think it will curb scalping. Scalpers are going to want to sell something that people are seeing as brand new and sealed. you are going to have some people that, maybe run a shop and they want to sell at some crazy price point online. I mean, you can't curb that at all. But that doesn't help them. If you're selling your own product and you're always out of it, then you're not going to have people come into your store for that product moving forward. So it really does yourself a disservice to try and get that quick buck if you're trying to scalp it as a store owner. So I do like this. But the other thing is limiting purchases. So I think it's limited to like one box for like a ticket, like a ticketing system that you're supposed to get. And then you can crack open the box when you purchase it. Like they do all that for you. And then as a scalper, what is there left, right? I'm only getting one, and you've already opened it up. That's two of the things that like I want more, and I want them sealed. So if you get rid of that, it doesn't really help on the secondary market. So I like it. I think it's good. I don't think, I think it'll be less sales happening on the secondary market, primarily because people, they don't want to buy something that could be tampered.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not like a new thing. Like they've definitely done this. I remember like what was it, like video games at certain points they've like you buy a game at GameStop and it's like they cut the packaging or like
no,
um
that's if it's a store copy and they only have one left. That's what they say. If it's a store copy and they only have one left, they usually crack open one game to have on the shelf for new. Like when you see a label, it's new, and then when you bring it up and you say, "Hey, I want this," they pull out of a bunch of different games. But if that's the last copy they have, they go ahead and put the disc in there, and then they wrap it up with new plastic, and then say, "Okay, this is your seal for your game." If you open it, it's considered, not new anymore, even though it's technically a used game. Like the GameStop employees are definitely taking these games to go play them. So it's not like it's a brand
I
new
think we
game.
did an article on that before
Yeah,
where
I
they were
mean,
like
it's been a big
opening
thing.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
it's been a
then
big thing.
definitely like when I went to the Final Fantasy pre-release and when I went to the Spider-Man pre-release, like they pre-ripped those pre-releases, pre-release kits for you so that you can't just like take it, walk out and resell it. I'm
Hmm.
gonna go to the Lorwyn pre-release tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it is tomorrow. I'm going to see about going to that too. That's a
Mm-hmm.
pre-release I'd like to go to. I need to chat with the guys. Cool. The only other thing I'm going to call out on quick news is D&D. If you are a fan and you have noticed that there's been no products in 2025 that are, you know, it hasn't been as good. It's been pretty quiet. You had a few books that came out last
John,
year.
how many books did you just have? Like
Um,
2 weeks ago, you had like 30 books that you showed off.
they're right there on the floor.
Yeah.
I sold one of them. I sold the Candlekeep Mysteries for like $65.
Nice.
Yeah, so that after taxes and everything else is $50, so $4.50 to go to break even on my books. So we'll see how that goes. I'm only keeping like 4 or 5 of these books, and they're the most expensive ones. So everything else, when it gets sold off, I'll get close, if not more money than I spent. But yeah, so if you only notice that there was like 2 main books that came out in addition to like I think it was the Player's Handbook or Monster Manual this past year. Um, a lot of that, I
Yeah,
think,
when did they do the like remakes? Was that last year?
late 2024 and early 2025, and then they had like the Heroes of Faerun and another book that was released as well that gets tied in with that 2024 D&D rule system. And they released a couple like short digital type things during the course of the year, but it went under the radar for a lot of people. Like there was a Larwin um, campaign of some sort that came out, from what I know, but no interest
Mhm.
there on my part. I only like the physical media. So as far as that, like 2025 was super quiet. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they've had some leadership changes. Some of their core folks went out to Darrington Press, which is the Critical Role team's press team. And yeah, so leadership changes combined with like new rules that they put in place, and then just really a reconfiguration of how they're going to be managing this property as far as movies and TV shows or artwork or books or video games. All of that's kind of a little tighter internally. So I think that's the main reason we didn't see much. And then historically, they usually announce their stuff like late January, early February is when they'll typically announce new products for the full year. So I think we'll see some news here in 2026 about D&D and the new products that'll go into market. So that's all we got there.
There you go.
All right. Kick us off, sir, on the main articles.
All right, Pokemon fans, I was gonna say let's go Pikachu, but that's Lego's Pikachu set is $199.99 monstrosity. Oh my god. I have been so waiting for the Pokemon Lego sets to come out. I was excited. I thought that they were gonna be really cool. I wanted to have like a fun little like Ash Ketchum minifig with like a little Pikachu. I wanted to see how they made a Pikachu minifig, and I was pumped for it. And then the announcement came, and I looked upon the internet. What was it, Monday morning or Tuesday morning? And I was shocked at this hideously weird looking Pikachu staring back at me with its dead plastic eyes. And I'm just like, what did they do to you, bro? It does not look good. And it's $200 for Pikachu. And then there's an Eevee. The Eevee looks okay. Like that's one thing. Like
Yeah, that caught my attention.
Eevee somehow became like the second mascot Pokemon. Like it's cute and it can turn into like any flavor of Eevee, which is I guess why people dig it so much. But just like I don't know, man. Stop plugging Eevee so hard. It doesn't need to be the other Pokemon thing that you can actually buy, except I think everything's sold out. And then the big, like, triple starter, full evolution Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard, big statue thing. $650? Are you kidding me? $650. Like there's a meme that I had sent John, and it's like you could get a Switch 2, Legend ZA, Scarlet, Arceus, a $50 gift card. Like they just like you could get so much actual stuff for the cost of that one Lego set. And it's blasphemous that all of these Lego sets are so expensive and kind of like out of the reach. Like there should be, where's like the $15-$20 little like fun just play set kind of thing
That's
for
Duplo.
kids?
That's Duplo.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's like the Marios. Like how many of those little Mario sets are there that it's like, here's your little Mario and a Boo and a Koopa shell and like, you know, it's like a little play set that's like $30-$40 maybe.
Yeah, that's what they cost usually for like if you want one of the smaller ones. If you want a bigger one, it's like $150 to $200 depending on what you get. Like Bowser's.
Yeah, but like those are reasonable. Like a $650 Lego statue is not really like a reasonable or really a toy at that point.
Well, it's meant to be more of an adult type of build with adult money.
But it's Pokemon. Like, where's the kids' version
the
of
Eevee?
This? Like, these were all made for adults.
It's
basically.
the Eevee. It's just the Eevee. That's the only one for kids. I'm sure it'll release more.
Kids' favorite Eevee.
No, they don't. They want
the
Pikachu.
Regular Eevee.
Yeah. Here's the thing. For an explanation on pricing for people, if you this is all normal pricing, by the way, as far like this is right on brand of how Lego prices. So I've actually noticed it's kind of like the yen. You know, like 1,000 yen is like $10 US or something on average, right? Like that's just how it always broke down to me. Exchange rates are different, I'm sure, but that's how it always kind of looked to me, right? So like 100 yen was like $1 in the US. So when you look at Lego, a 6,000 piece set is generally going to be around $600, maybe $500, probably about $500. A 2,000, or in this case with the Pikachu, like a 2,400 piece set is going to be about $200 based on Lego's pricing structure and what they do today. Eevee, I saw a post that somebody said, I don't get it. Eevee is like just as big as Pikachu and it's $60. Why isn't Pikachu $60? That's because Eevee's a $600 600 piece set. It's 4 times less pieces. So pricing wise, it's actually kind of overpriced on the Eevee by comparison. Compared to the Pikachu. But I can't really say much. I'm looking at, this the rumored Lord of the Rings Minas Tirith set. is going to be about 8,000 pieces and $650. So I have been saving credit card money for this for when it comes out, and I don't know where the hell I'm going to store this thing, dude, when I get it, but it is
Yeah.
supposed to be insane. But that said, that's 8,000 plus pieces, and the largest Lord of the Rings set that's going to be put out, and one of the top 5 largest sets in Lego's
But
history.
like, they made regular Lego Lord of the Rings sets
Yeah.
that you could like reasonably buy a child for their birthday.
Years ago, the new one's absolutely not. The cheapest one right now is, I think, the Shire, and that's like $250 or $300. It's more,
But that's like another massive like adult Lego set. Like that's the
yeah.
thing. Like the
Like the Harry
the
Potter
Lego
sets are pretty
Game Boy,
affordable. Yeah, Lego
the
Game Boy is
Lego Game
60
Boy is
bucks.
dope.
Yeah.
It's like $60, but it's like it's a cool thing. It's a fun build. It's good for like, you know, getting somebody who can like appreciate, and it's like a reasonable, interesting like thing. Like these are all just like big statue type pieces that aren't really great targets. Like give me Pokemon Professor Oak Lab that comes with like a little Oak, a little Ash, a little Pikachu, Squirtle, Charmander, Venusaur or Bulbasaur, and a little Gary Oak, and you can like have your little like play fun like battles and stuff. Like that's what this should be, and that should have more choice. And god dang it, the badge box is so cool. I want the badge box, but the badge box was like a stupid extra gift that's already selling for like $200 plus on eBay.
Yeah, the Lego gift with purchase is the biggest scam that I've ever experienced. I ended up buying, when I bought my was it Barad-dûr, I think is the name of the eye for Sauron. When I ended up buying that, I got the gift with purchase, and that gift with purchase was going for like $100 something. I just happened to get lucky when I went to the Lego store and they had some in stock. Same thing with like gift with purchases I got for Mario sets years ago. Those were going for like $60 or $80, and I got lucky and happened to get them. But then I ran into a situation of like D&D where the gift with purchase was a mimic, and that was sold out and selling for 150, $200. So in that instance, I found a like set. And what that is that you can find pieces online, and people have tutorials on like how to build that exact same model using official Lego pieces. It might not be exactly the same. Like the mimic, it has different, like it has purple pieces. It might be a different shade of purple. It's still purple. It's still got a tongue. It's got all these things that to help build it, but it's not exactly the same. But when you look at it, you wouldn't be like, your standard person be like, oh yeah, you got the Lego mimic. You wouldn't know unless you're a major fan and say, oh no, that's a different eyeball set that you
It's
have,
like
or that's a different
my
shade.
repro box.
Yeah.
It's good enough to sit on your shelf.
Exactly. But granted, it's official Lego product that you're purchasing, so it's a little different.
It's
not
better than that. Yeah.
It's not like I'm buying Mega Blocks and trying to use Mega Blocks to
Well,
make
and
the
that's
mimic.
the other thing with this. Like there is a Lego, or not Lego, a Mega Bloks Pikachu that's like almost the exact same size, and dare I say looks comparably better. It's still a bit of a monster.
It is,
but it doesn't have the like face thing
Yeah.
that this Pikachu has going on.
This one's got the
and that
puffy
was
face.
$50.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a lot more now. I've seen reports that those are going like being sold out now.
But it's
because
MSRP'd for a quarter of the cost.
because of how horrendous this Pikachu looks. Well, here's the thing: that Mega Blocks are notoriously less money, anyways. And the other thing being is that this Pikachu has an entire platform, and it's got like a lightning type
and a
deal
Pokeball.
and a Pokeball. So it does have a lot more pieces. If you got rid of a Pokeball and like the platform and all that, this Pikachu would probably be in the neighborhood of, I would say, like maybe $60
a monster,
or maybe $100 at most.
It would be unadoptable.
It would just be a monster with no Pokeball that you could put it away in. But yeah, overall, I'm not surprised by the higher price points. I am surprised by the lack of like supporting pieces so far. Like you said, a Professor Oak's lab or a Kanto,
and the quality
like Ash's
assurance.
house.
Who approved this?
Oh, I don't know.
Who at Pokemon HQ was like, yeah, this is on brand.
Um,
Like, this totally matches the key art. Send
people
it
at
out.
Pokemon HQ were like, how much money are we going to make per, Pokemon set that sells? All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. People are going to buy it anyways.
Yeah, they drew up a first draft and published it, just like those trees.
We already
and
know
those wall textures.
the Nintendo fans, Pokemon fans, they don't give a shit what it looks like. They're going to buy it anyways. So
you're absolutely right.
They did not care about quality assurance whatsoever with this. And here's the thing, the negative backlash is coming from it. It's just more, publicity towards these products. So
they all sold out completely. Yeah. Like your grandkids are never even going to know that these existed. They're sold out that hard.
And that's fine. My child does not need to see Pikachu in that state.
Don't look at me.
All right.
Nobody wants to get a Pikachu.
All right. Next thing you got here is buying a digital game from GameStop is a bait and switch, is what a lawsuit says. This comes to us from Aftermath. So yeah, basically this dude went on the GameStop's website and noticed, and in California, of course, because that's where all lawsuits happen for these things. He's opening up a class action lawsuit because he went to purchase a digital game on GameStop's website and noticed it did not give the standard, hey, you don't actually own this game. It's a license, all of that standard mumbo jumbo that we've come to know and love when it comes to digital games in most markets. And he's like, it's not on there. Lawsuit. That violates California statute, blah, blah, blah. If I'm GameStop, I go, all right, we're not selling California anymore. We're done. It's a little.
You're in marketing, John. Wouldn't you just change the marketing?
Yeah, you probably would. Yeah, we would change it. No, I'm just kidding on that. But like lawsuits out of California, I
just
think
put
are more,
a question mark after the buy. Buy a game?
Buy, yeah. Rent
Maybe?
a game. So they cited several games from years past. I forget the name of the game, but it was one that was online. You could purchase it, and then they were just like, nope, we're delisting it. It's finished. You can't play it anymore. It was online only. I forget the name of the game, but essentially that's named in the lawsuit. There's other instances named of games where, from the licensing issue that has been brought up over the years. So really, I mean, this is just GameStop screwed up, on a national basis. They should have had that language. I don't know why they wouldn't have that language up to this point. I'm not saying the guys in the right.
GameStop's been having a hard time lately.
They have.
They're not on their best foot.
No, not really. And probably buying their own stock too for that rocket ship. So not saying the guys in the right on this. I think it's a little ridiculous to sue a company because they didn't have certain language on there when it's actually kind of commonplace knowledge at this point that you don't own that game. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So GameStop should have known better, and this guy's taking advantage of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, nobody gives a shit about gamers. GameStop doesn't. Game publishers certainly don't. This is not going to go this guy's way. Like, they're going to find a way to just be like, I don't know, man, you're a gamer. You knew what was happening here. This shouldn't taken you by surprise. Like, we just use buy as a colloquial term. It doesn't really have meaning. You can't really own anything in 2026. So you're just renting that air, brother. Get out of this courtroom. Like, it's not going to go well. He's not going to get any money. The lawyers are going to get like some articles and probably some money, and then everybody else will get like a penny, and GameStop will eventually die a slow death drowning in Funko Pops.
Well, t-shirts, old t-shirts. The one thing I don't get here though is, how is GameStop really? It felt like GameStop is selling.
Who buys a digital game from GameStop?
Well, the same people
online
that buy a digital game from Best Buy or Walmart or Target and literally buy the card.
Yeah, but isn't that something that you do when you're like a grandma and you go and you're like, I don't know, I think he has a Nintendo. Let me get one of these. Is $50 enough for a game? No, not anymore. Do you have an $80 card? Oh, you don't? Well, let me get $100 card then.
Oh, what's that? A $650 Pokemon set?
Yeah, like that's who buys those. Like, I've never gone to like GameStop.com and been like, hey, can I get a digital copy of Midnight Club 2 since I
Uh,
know that they're not going to hold up the rights for that or whatever?
some of the digital games can be a little cheaper. Like you might go to Best Buy and see a game. You're like, oh wow, that game is normally $40. It's $10 right now, and it might be in the eShop. It might be $40 too. So there are instances where the digital code that you get is going to be cheaper in store like that. But
Because
my
they don't do that for Sony. Like Sony doesn't
yeah,
sell digital copies of their games off their platform.
as
So
far
it's
as I
got to
know,
be Nintendo or Microsoft.
yeah, it's mainly Nintendo from what I've seen. I haven't looked at the Sony situation to see if they got reversed at all, because I know it was a whole big spiel at one point. But as far as like GameStop and are they the ones that should be targeted here? I don't know, because like should that like yes, they're selling a game like that digitally, but should it be up to the actual like company? Like should it be up to Nintendo or should it be up to the actual publisher to put that description on the product versus
I don't know,
GameStop?
man.
Like
If GameStop should have ordered more steelbook cases, then they should have not said that you can buy digital games. They should have known better. It's all their fault.
in that case, I think it's actually honestly like in my opinion, it's on like Nintendo or the publisher, whoever you're going to be utilizing that code on. I think they need to be the ones that say, "Hey, you actually this is
They
licensed or
should
whatever."
make it so the Switch doesn't have a buy button in its store. Like the digital store for the Nintendo Switch is just a like, you can borrow this until we say so.
How to
That'll
buy
be $80.
how to take games on Nintendo Switch Online or whatever, purchase digital games. Click here. You don't own it. So
Every time you open a new Nintendo game key card, it just has like a piece of like tape that says Nintendo like handwritten in a Sharpie on the front of it.
you got to send them a note of I owe you.
Property of
Proper this digital copy is property of Nintendo. You know that like WBSC e-baseball game I got? It's gonna be delisted soon. So I paid $1 to maybe play a game for like a few days before it's gone.
well,
Unless it
people were
yeah, go on.
oh, I was gonna say people were just trying like mad to get into the Anthem before it closed because that just shut down this last week.
Yeah. Now the WBSC baseball game does have like an offline mode. So I don't know, maybe it does stay and then you just don't get to play the online mode, I would imagine.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Or
I
maybe
don't
it
know if they can remotely brick it.
yeah, I don't know. I would think they probably could via some sort of update, but um yeah, I don't know. I'll be interested. So I'll see when it gets delisted how that works. Or maybe you could still technically play it online, but it's just delisted in terms of you can't purchase any more copies. I don't know. So either way. All right. Well, that's that. Let's get into our inflation deflation for the week. So this time we're
Woo!
playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS4. It was developed by Rockstar Games, published by Rockstar Games, designed by Imran Sawar. It was released in October of 2028. Ryan, can't believe it's been 8 years almost. It
October
is
2028. It came out
sorry
2 years in the future.
2018. Jeez,
I didn't even write it wrong, John.
it is getting
God,
it is getting
get
to
your
that point.
eyes checked.
I probably do need my eyes checked. I just told my wife I got to go to eye doctor. It was released in October of 2018, but 2028 is, I bet, when Red Dead Redemption 3 comes out. Saved it right there.
Not even close.
Because they haven't announced it 4 years in advance. So, you know, that's the big thing there. All right. So it's been about 8 years almost since it came out. It is an action adventure game, and its reception is a 9 to 10 out of 10. What's it about, Ryan?
All right. Live the life of Arthur Morgan and witness the sunset of the outlaw life. As modernization moves in to claim the frontier, fight back, take what's yours, and blaze a trail of your own making in this incredible tall tale of a modern Western masterpiece. Truly the GOAT, truly one of the greatest games ever put together. Like, we always just kind of put like whatever the designer or director that it has listed on like wiki, but like so many people put so much into making this game the most incredible thing. Like I
And then probably
I
got laid
can't
off.
believe. Yeah, yeah. I can't believe like what an amazing title this is. We are here kind of in the context of tutorial week, so I won't go on too much about the wholeness of the game, especially because I never finished it. But the the beginnings of this game are great. So you are escaping after a heist gone bad. You weren't even at the event that happened, so you're not 100% sure. But you and your party are making your way through essentially like the Rocky Mountains and trying to get as far east to get away from the heat and the Pinkertons that are trying to come after you for this job that went bad on a boat back in Blackwater. And so you have to kind of like rough out the winter. You find a camp and you find out that there's some rival gang kind of nearby. You got to take care of that. You got to find food. You got to find a lost companion. There's a bunch of just kind of getting stuff started, but it does a pretty good job as a tutorial, I think. Like it's not kind of too heavy-handed, making you just kind of like feel like a child and doing stupid stuff. Like you're actually starting the story, like it's moving along. You're not just kind of stuck in one place. Like it has a lot of momentum and it really does get the story going on a good foot um before it really lets the world open up and you to kind of be able to get out and do all the things that you can really do.
Yeah, this was my first jump into Grand Theft Auto on Horsey, and I enjoyed it. The little bit of time that I played, I went to that rival gangs camp or where they were at, where they took over that family's house and shot it up and everything, and explored a bit. Choked out the guy in that one specific area, and took that character back with us. The only thing that I've noted so far from the tutorial that I wasn't a big fan of is it did feel a little clunky, the selection of goods when you're picking them up, the ability to pick certain items up off the ground, like your gun when you drop it or your hat. That to me felt a little clunky and slow in comparison to other games
The
I've
one
played.
thing with the like gathering stuff, I'm pretty sure you could just kind of like hold the button down and he just kind of like
He does.
rummages and kind of like
Yeah.
goes into an animation of just kind of doing it.
Yeah, but like I'm so used to some games where it's just like square. You tap it
Yeah.
and collect, tap it, collect, right? Like I get it. Like it's pretty cool, like how in depth
The
that is.
instantaneousness as opposed to the cinematic nature.
Yeah, and so that's a little slow, it's a little clunky, like, okay, I gotta sit
That
through
makes
and
sense.
watch you, like, grab a bunch of crap. The shooting was a little interesting, it was darker, which I liked actually in that scene, so it was a little harder to see what was happening, so it felt very much realistic, in
It
that
looks so
scenery.
good on the PS5 too.
Yeah, well, PS5 Pro is a little different than PS5 normal. But yeah, it looked good. I agree. And the only other qualm I had with this was the horseback riding to get to that camp felt a little long. But then again, if you think about games like Last of Us, where you're literally sitting on a horse and talking the entire time and you have no control over it, uh, not too bad in the grand scheme of things. So I
There's a
liked it.
lot of long distance horse travel, but there's some cool stuff like so if you hold down the trackpad,
Hmm.
you go into like a cinematic camera
Oh,
and your horse does like a decent enough job of kind of like auto tracking the path that you're on
hmm.
and you can just kind of like hold forward and go. You don't really have to like handle the steering as accurately. Um but man, it really makes it look like you're watching a movie.
Okay, I'll give that a shot whenever we get into it. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, but overall, I felt it was great. As far as tutorials are concerned, it was very engaging. It did everything I would feel I need to do, and it blended the tutorial in with the story, like you would hope most games of this size do. And it felt natural, right? Like, okay, hey, I need you to hide behind this thing. All right, press L1 to hide. Right? Hey, pull out your weapon, get ready. Okay, L2. Right? Fire it, R2. So it was it felt natural for a tutorial. It didn't feel difficult at all. It felt a
Well,
little slow, but overall it was good. It integrated you right in with the story and the mechanics that need to help you be successful in playing the game.
and it contextualizes things in a great way that I think that other games would really benefit from taking that kind of approach, just because, like, going back to Zelda last week, every time you play a Zelda game and you start off, like, I feel like it's very like, hey, you know, here's all the people that have like a chore thing that they need you to do, and like you learn the mechanic by doing that thing, but it's like it's so unnaturalistic to have a village with like an elevated platform that you have to climb a ladder up to talk to a guy to summon a hawk to attack a monkey.
Yeah.
Like, none of that is, hey, let's go hunt food because everybody needs food and we're in this place, then we need to survive. Like, the the reasoning behind what you're doing is so a part of what you're doing that it's less of a standout, like, kind of dumb thing that's specifically a learning tutorial.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure people listening are going to say, well, there's lots of games that do exactly what
Yeah.
Red Dead did and does, and that's fine. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm just saying that they do a good job here with this tutorial to integrate things.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, it wasn't anything terrible. It was engaging enough that you would want to continue playing beyond the tutorial, even though that tutorial is like an hour to 2 hours long. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Cool. Well, looking at overall pricing here, a complete in box will run you $15.49. That peaked at $54.47 in October of 2018, of course, because that's when it came out. Price is trending up right now from that $15.49. A loose copy will run you $15.44. That peaked at $52.94 in 2018 of October, trending up as well. Digital console $59.99 on PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Digital copies will run you $59.99 on there. I would say at the physical rate at $15.49 for complete in box, this is absolutely deflated. I think it'd easily be worth $20 if you like for physical. If you compare it to the fact that digital is still 60, and even on a sale is probably 30 for a digital copy. I think it's a great price at $15.49. In fact, it's lower than what it should be. So if you haven't picked one of these copies
Yeah.
up yet physically, pick it up.
And one thing that I was reminded of that I'm going to be real curious to see, cuz I bet that they don't, but I'd be very impressed if Rockstar actually put in a big map with GTA 6, because I think like every one of their games always has had like a map in it, because that's their whole thing, is like they're the big open world company,
Mine
so
has
they
one.
want you to have like a big poster to put on the wall.
Yeah.
So I wonder if GTA 6 is going to have that or not, cuz nobody really puts anything in the boxes anymore, but like pulling out Red Dead 2 and like opening the map again, I was like, "Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love a thing in the box."
I was surprised actually. It was heavier, so I kind of suspected it. And then I saw the two discs and figured, okay, well that's
Mhm.
pretty heavy, but the map was in there as well. And I was stoked about that to have that type map. I would imagine that Grand Theft Auto 6 will have some sort of map included. It's gonna have to. Like,
I mean, we'll see.
I don't know
I
why
don't think
you
there's a map in, like, I'm positive there's no map in Cyberpunk.
yeah, but that's a different
At
company.
least not the copy that I have.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's not
yeah, that's
that's not
true. It is a
Rockstar.
different company.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
CD
yeah,
Projekt
that's true.
Red. So, yeah, I'd be surprised if there's not a map in GTA 6 when it comes out. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, the next game that we're playing is Final Fantasy 13 to cap off our first month of games and the agonizing or long tutorials that start those games off. So we'll be talking about that
I
next
do
week.
realize something, John.
Hmm.
Well, so we've got 2 more recordings this month.
I already looked. I was literally had the calendar open. So this episode comes out on the 19th or the 18th. That entire week
Yeah,
is
so
focused on that.
it's the Mondays.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then Final
So
Fantasy
we only have
13.
one more Monday left to do a game on.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah. I was literally looking at that while we were talking. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Final Fantasy 13 is how we close it out.
We can count.
I can count, apparently. But until then, this has been episode 377 of the Deflators podcast. My name's John,
I'm Ryan.
and thanks for listening and watching.